I came home to my 9-year-old son playing with his toys, and I've never cried so hard in my life. My divorce from Patricia was finalized 3 months ago. She got the house, I got weekends with Oliver. Standard custody arrangement, they said. What they didn't mention was how quiet Tuesday nights would feel, or how cereal for dinner becomes normal when you're eating alone. Oliver had been struggling with the split. His grades dropped from A's to C's, he stopped talking much during our phone calls, and he'd just sit in his room when he came over. I tried everything. Movies, pizza nights, trips to the arcade, even that expensive trampoline park he used to love. Nothing seemed to help. He felt like a stranger living in my tiny one-bedroom apartment every other weekend. The custody schedule was brutal. 2 weekends a month, alternating holidays, and Wednesday dinners that always felt rushed. Patricia made sure I knew every rule, every pickup time, every detail about how I was now a visitor in my son's life. Yesterday was supposed to be my weekend with him, but Patricia texted at 2 p.m. saying he had a fever and couldn't come. Doctor says he needs rest, the message read. I was disappointed but understood. Kids get sick, and I didn't want to make things worse. Today I finished work early and decided to swing by the old house to drop off his birthday present. A new set of superhero action figures he'd been wanting for months. I'd been saving up for them since Christmas. I still had my key, and Patricia's car wasn't in the driveway, so I figured I'd just leave the gift in his room with a note. I walked in quietly through the front door, not wanting to wake him if he was still sick and sleeping. The house smelled the same, that vanilla candle Patricia always burned, mixed with the faint scent of Oliver's strawberry shampoo. But I heard sounds coming from the living room, not coughing or sniffling, but the familiar jingle of his favorite cartoon show playing on the TV. I peeked around the corner and froze. There he was, sitting cross-legged on the same carpet where we used to build Lego castles together, completely healthy, playing with his old collection of toy soldiers. The same green plastic army men we used to set up elaborate battles with when I still lived there, and tucked him in every night. But he wasn't playing the way kids usually do, with explosions and dramatic battle scenes. He had 2 small figures facing each other on the coffee table. One was a dad soldier wearing a tiny painted uniform. The other was a smaller figure he'd always called the little boy soldier. I watched as he made them hug, then slowly walk away from each other to opposite sides of the table, then after a long pause, walk back together for another hug. Daddy has to go to his new house now, he whispered to the toys in the smallest voice I'd ever heard. But I'll see you next weekend, okay? I promise I won't forget you, and you won't forget me either, right? Then he made the little boy soldier wave goodbye to the dad soldier, and I heard him sniffle. He wiped his nose with his sleeve and moved the dad figure to the far edge of the table. It's okay, little boy, he said, making the small figure talk back. Daddy still loves you even when he's far away. Even when Mommy says he's busy. My heart completely shattered. He wasn't sick at all. Patricia had lied to keep him from me again, and my son was sitting there alone, playing out our custody visits with plastic soldiers, trying to make sense of why his family fell apart and why he only sees his dad 4 days a month now. I stood there in the doorway watching him practice saying goodbye to his father with toy figures, and I completely lost it. Tears just poured down my face as I realized what this divorce had really done. That's when I understood the divorce didn't just break up a marriage. It broke my little boy's world in half, and he was trying to put the pieces back together with army men,